So don't worry what happens. I'll definitely make sure I seem smarter than you during this. So
they'll get away. So it's my channel.
Yeah, I want to make sure everybody understands that. So, all right.
I got you.
I recorded that part too, just because I thought that would be funny. Yeah. Here we go. Hey folks, Randy here with Dolan Cut and Trim. So I've talked about it off and on for, I guess, well, this will be the second year talking about it because I only did it with you last year. But yeah, I've talked about how I partner with another business started off just doing leaves, but we've gotten into some other things too. And so I figured we would do a video where we both kind of talked about it and introduce you to the guy. He's spoken on videos before, but not, now we're going to talk a lot. So this is Bill with Billy Goat Lawn Care.
Yep, nice to meet everybody. And you know, me and Randy, I guess it was what, 4 years ago when I first contacted you?
Yeah, I had just started doing YouTube, like actually trying, and I got an email from Bill, like over the, I think it was probably like in November, saying like, hey, local area, you know, maybe we should meet. And Bill was actually the first person I'd ever actually met through YouTube, and so I was still kind of like in that internet weirdo, you know, kind of thing. So, but we ended up meeting at Honeybee Diner,
yeah.
And it turned out that, you know, I'm normal and Bill's normal, so.
It originally started off like a networking thing, you know, kind of help each other, you know, if I couldn't take on the job, you know, I had somebody that, you know, I could call on, and vice versa.
Yeah.
I guess we did that for like 2 years, I mean.
Yeah.
And then last year, you know, I approached you and said, hey, you want to partner in leaves? And you said, yeah, well, that's sure. And we talked about it. We did the preliminary, and you seemed to be okay with it. And I was praying, hope he's okay with it. And so it really worked out last year. So
I had ulterior motives when we did that because, you know, at the beginning I was doing leaves kind of like the traditional way where, you know, you blow them as much as you can, blow them into piles, then you get your tarp and you start raking them into tarps and, you know, carrying it to the truck, that whole thing that, you know, it's kind of the normal thing. And I hated doing it. I hated it. You know, I felt like I could only do 1 or 2 jobs a day max, and it took forever. I was exhausted. I didn't make as much money, and nobody wanted to pay me what it would cost to do that. So I had been kind of pushing leaves kind of hard in 16 and 17, but in 2018 I was just like, you know what, forget it, I'm not interested. So I barely did any leaves at all. And so when Bill contacted me in 2019, the fall of 2019, to do this, I was like, well, I wasn't really planning on doing much anything anyway, so I'll just be making money off of Bill.
I think you have early videos of you tarping.
Yeah, I do.
Tarping the leaves and dragging them out, you know, from the backyard to the front yard, and I haven't tarped leaves in three years. It's been since I've used the tarp.
Well, 2018 was the last time I tarped a leaf because I started working with Bill. And, you know, one of the really nice things about working with other companies is you can absorb the knowledge that they have. And I don't know that Bill's actually learned a single thing from me, probably not. But I've been able to learn a ton working with him. You know, like one of the things that I've learned, and maybe we'll get crazy and do some B-roll in this video, but one of the things I learned from Bill was your method of picking up leaves that I adopted immediately, and that's using the mower.
Like, hey, I do leaves my own way, and it's a matter of basically a blower and a push mower, and we've really
so
we call it mastered it.
Yeah,
I would say.
So basically, and it doesn't really make sense to me that this works very well, but I've seen it firsthand enough times I just kind of accept that it does. But where I was getting done maybe 1 or 2 leaf jobs a day, Bill and I sometimes will get 6 or 7. We got an 8 leaf job done in a single day. And you know, I mean, most of our properties are 1/4 acre or less, and a lot of the jobs we do are kind of on a a schedule, like a maintenance schedule, where a lot of the folks are either get their leaves picked up every week, or every 2 weeks or something like that. But the amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? The increased efficiency is insane. And it's a very simple system. Like one of the things that I also really like about it is because you guys know how cheap I am. Our setup is 2 backpack blowers and 2 Toro Time Masters with the bags. So you're looking at per guy, Bill, because he's got the bigger blower, his entire leaf removal setup for what we do costs what, $1,600? I mean, well, you got your Toro used though.
I bought it used, yeah. So basically, it's less than that.
Yeah. So I mean, you're looking at, and I, like my backpack blower was given to me. I paid full price for my Toro Time Master, but you're looking at a leaf removal setup capable of banging out 6 to 8 properties a day, and the total, like, actual dedicated leaf equipment setup is, between the two of us, right around like $2,000 or something. I mean, it's nothing.
We were kind of talking about it before. It's like, the profit margin, it's got to be at least 50%.
Yeah, and
more.
I think that's low. I think it's higher.
So
because there's very little, there's very little that you're having to pay extra for. I mean, one of the things that we also do, which I guess is part of the system, is that we go to Home Depot, we get the or Sam's Club or wherever, and we get those yard waste bags, and then the little chute that goes in there. I wonder how much of that road noise is causing a problem.
Yeah.
But we get those things, we put so most of our properties, we're actually just bagging it and leaving it at the customer's lawn for the county to pick up, so there's no dump fees. And then if we are in a situation where we do have to haul it to the dump, we usually will use Bill's setup, because Bill can get into our local dump. For whatever reason, Maryland has weird rules. If you have a truck like mine where it's not like a normal bed, even though this is my personal truck, I can't take my truck into the dump. I have to go to another one that charges you a lot. So like half the time we're not even having to pay any dump fees. But even then, what a lot of guys do, including me, is when we go to, if we do have to take leaves to the dump, what do? We have the leaf box, and we stuff those leaves in there. We'll just like take the tarp or whatever, we'll dump the leaves in the back of the truck. When it starts getting up too high, march around, stomp those leaves back down, get it as compact as you can, fit as much as you possibly can get in there. And then you get to the dump, and with my truck, if I do that, it's like 45 minutes to unload the truck. Because it's just, they're so compacted in there, you literally just have to slowly rake it out. But Bill, again, another thing I learned from Bill doesn't do it that way. Actually, do you have some of those bags back there?
Yeah, I'll get a bag. Yeah.
So I'm just being completely honest here. When I've seen these bags before. I saw them on Amazon. I thought they were dumb. I thought they were a waste of money. And then I started working with Bill, and Bill has like, I don't know, like 40 of these things.
Yeah, I got like 40 of them. These quick can type operations.
And so if you're in a situation where you can't just leave the leaves for the county to pick up, you can take one of these bags, open them up, put that sucker in there.
We got this big, basically a torque bag.
Yeah.
And you just fill them up in the backyard, front yards, and you put them in the trailer and pile them up. And when you get to the dump, you just throw them out, and you're in and out in 5 minutes.
It's crazy.
5 minutes, I can unload my trailer.
It does, and it doesn't seem like, it doesn't make sense to, again, it doesn't make sense to me that this stuff works. But I can tell you, we were on a job where we had a ton of leaves to haul, and my truck's able to, I think technically can hold more leaves than Bill's trailer can.
Yeah,
and
we did the square footage, and you were actually more square footage wise when you had your sides.
Right. And so we loaded the leaves up into my truck, but we used these bags. So instead of just dumping them into my truck, we just filled my truck up, same amount of leaves, just full of, just all already in these bags. And then when I got to the dump, it literally took me 15 minutes to unload my truck instead of the 45 that I would take. And when I say 45, I mean, I'm going to town, I'm working, I'm like sweating. It's like, you know, 20 degrees out, and I'm like, you know, catching pneumonia because I'm covered in sweat. You know, but with these bags, it was so easy. I could just go into the truck, throw the bags in, you know, onto the ground in the dump them out, and you're in and out. I mean, it was just easy. Easy.
Yeah, and these bags that well, I just recently got new ones last year, but they last 3 years before they start getting holes and stuff like that, because you're throwing them around, you put the sticks in there, and then when they start to get old, like anything else, like even like a tarp, it starts to fall apart. But 3 years easy, and I mean, that's just throwing, you know, in and out of the trailer every day, all week long. And you know, they've been great, and I don't see anybody else doing it this way. And when I go to the dump, people look at me strange, but that's okay, because they're sitting there heaving and hoeing, getting all their leaves out of the back of their truck or trailer, and I'm in and out in 5 minutes. So
yeah, and so, you know, for a lot of you guys, because I mean, I know it's a lot of solo guys that watch this channel. It's not a lot of, you know, big companies watching it. And so for a lot of solo guys, you know, we all, almost all of us are doing it basically the same way, where we're just, you know, putting it on the tarp and hauling it away. We're doing it by ourselves. But if you combine with another company, oh, this is what we got to get into, is how we do all that. That was the whole, that was actually the whole point of this.
We got so much. We got like a whole year to talk about, because, you know, last year we were feeling all this out last year.
Yeah.
And some of this we made up. Some of these situations, you know, I told Randy, it's like, just be honest, and if there's something, you know, that's not working for you or working for me, we come up with you know, a compromise.
Yeah.
And it's been great.
So I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to cut this video off here, and we're going to do a part 2, because this video I think is already like, I don't know, we've recorded like 15 minutes worth of footage, and I know nobody's trying to watch all that. So we'll get this cut down and we'll make a part 2. So this is Randy with Dolan Cut and Trim,
and Bill from Billy Goat Lawn Service.
And we will, well, I hope this was helpful to you, and we will talk to you again next time.